Next, we have our September Judges Scholar that we would like to recognize, and this student is from A.B. Chandler, so we would ask Miss Brandy Haley, the principal, to come forward and introduce and tell us a little bit about Canaan Majors.
Unfortunately, Caden's not able to be here tonight, but I would love for you all to be able to meet him. But just some reasons why he was chosen as our September Judges Scholar. He is a fifth grader. He's attended A.B. Chandler all of his elementary career. He's a wonderful student, loves science, loves math, meets his AR goal each and every marking period. He's a huge Willie Nelson fan, so that's something interesting about Canaan. He volunteers at our Red Cross blood drives. He's part of the gifted and talented as well as the academic team. And he aspires to be a NASCAR driver and the president one day. So,
Well, thanks for letting us know a little bit about him, Miss Haley, and we'll make sure that we get his medal and sticker out to him. Next, I'd like to next on our agenda is Building a Better Graduate. This month, we are highlighting Cairo Elementary School. Miss Allison Whitson, I think, and Miss Brooke Chappelle. If you would like to come forward, please, and tell us how that STEM lab is going.
Thank you all for allowing us to be here this evening. Ms. Whitson has put together a PowerPoint presentation, and Ms. Newton, if you'll just kind of click along, the first few slides are some of her notes that I have summarized here that I'll share with you this evening. First of all, thank you to the board for allowing us the opportunity and the funding to grow our media center into the innovation hub that it is still evolving into. We're so grateful for that. As a first step for us at Cairo, we developed an innovation team to begin with. This happened last summer, last July, so a little over a year ago. And that team was made up of teachers, also the administration at Cairo, our family resource coordinator, and then Miss Whitson, our librarian. And then from there, we determined that as part of our Cairo STEM initiative, we wanted it to have 4 major components. One of those was engineering, coding and robotics, media and graphic design, and then exploration through maker space opportunities for our students. So from there, we were able to purchase furniture to grow our media center, to make it more aesthetically pleasing to our students, also make it a comfortable space for them. And then also we've purchased much technology to go in our media center. And we invite you all to come out sometime to see that technology being used by our students, because it's pretty amazing what they can do with that. So since our first meeting a little over a year ago, like I said, we've grown tremendously with experiences with the green screen, Bloxels, B-Bots, Dash and Dot robots, to name a few. Also, we have just purchased a new robot from Acme Manufacturing, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So that's been a big thing for us this year that we're still learning a lot about and are very excited about as well. Our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students all engage in STEM projects through the Media Center. The 3rd grade project is a Pinewood Derby, where we invited local engineers and local manufacturing shops into our school to teach our students about what they do in their line of work, and also to provide information to our students about friction, speed, aerodynamics. So that was a great experience for them. Our 4th graders engage in a rocket project where they design, test, collect data, redesign, and retest rockets. And last year, Mr. Thompson allowed us to come to the high school to launch those rockets in their gym, so we were grateful for that. Also, we partner with the airport for that project. It was really neat. They sent a pilot out to Cairo to teach our students about flight and aerodynamics, so that was a great community partnership that we formed as well. our fifth grade students last year learned how to use our CNC machine, which is a computer numeric control machine, where they designed and actually cut out plaques that they received during their fifth grade promotion ceremony. So that was a really neat project. That and the rocketry project, just so having our students be able to see those connections between what they're learning in the classroom and how that applies to future job opportunities that are out there for them. So again, we thank you guys for your support. Also, thank you to our community for all of the support as well. Our media center would not be growing and progressing as it is currently without your support. And also, it's just been great to see a lot of the local machine shops come together and help us. We found that they're eager and they're willing to share their knowledge and their love of what they do to our students. And that helps our students see real-world connections with what they're learning and how that applies to future job opportunities. So, again, thank you very much, and please come out. There's a picture of our new robot. It is quite large. It is for safety. We have it in a cage there, but basically that's my father-in-law, and he is teaching our students how to use XYZ coordinates, basically just coordinate plane, to move the robot. So come out and check it out. We'd love to have you in our new innovative hub at Cairo.
Thank you. Thank you. And Ms. Chappelle, we certainly appreciate the leadership you have at your school, but along with your innovative committee that you have that works with specific activities that the students do, it certainly is a place that kids are in every day.
Ms. Morgan, I also want to thank the local industries that have stepped up and helped Cairo. There were several of them that have come out and volunteered their time and their expertise and to help these kids learn how to do this. So there's a lot of community support for that program out there as well.
Certainly. So next on the agenda is an exciting time for us. We have part of the Preston Foundation with us this evening, and they're going to do a check presentation because the board embraced the idea that our students need to, one, have a world-class education along with being connected to the world. A group of us were able to travel to China with the University of Kentucky Confucius Institute's help and blessing, and from that partnership then we were able to apply to have 2 Chinese teachers come to the Henderson County schools. We were able to, with that partnership, receive those teachers for about $8,000 a teacher, which is significantly less than what a traditional teacher costs. A traditional teacher costs us anywhere from $50,000 and up on today, on the given day. So we were super excited to have that opportunity, and we applied to the Preston Foundation for a grant to help fund that. And the Preston Foundation very graciously accepted our grant proposal. And so we welcome tonight Andrea Payne, Jennifer Preston, and Scott Davis, if they would come forward, please, and do the check presentation. And I'm going to turn this part over a little bit to Megan. And Megan, I'll take pictures if you want to say a few words, because you helped put that grant together.
We are very excited and fortunate for this opportunity. In addition to the teachers that will be in our schools, we're going to have several community events, partnering with our UK Extension Office, the Public Library, and we will have cultural opportunity nights. And we are very excited about this collaboration with the Preston Foundation and our community representatives. So if Ms. Haley and Mr. Thompson will come forward, we're going to take a photo here. We'll go back by that board.
Stanley, do you want me to take a picture and you get in it? Okay.
And for those of you watching at home, this is a grant for $25,000. We're on YouTube, right? You can't see that.
The grant was for $25,000 to the Henderson County schools. And would anybody from the Preston Foundation like to say any words? I don't want to leave you all out if you... They're like, here, go.
Well, I guess it's me. I usually hand it over to Scott, but I would think that when the foundation board met in June, this was one of the topics that I believe everyone was really excited to support because, as you mentioned earlier, Preston Foundation and all of the family and Scott and Andrea want to support, like you said, a worldwide education, and we saw this as an opportunity to expand our students' lives beyond this county and into other countries and continue their education. And I know, did any of us learn Mandarin while we were there? Can any of us?
Well, we certainly appreciate it, and we look forward to our teachers. Chad Thompson has been working directly with Dr. Washing through the University of Kentucky Confucius Institute. There are a couple teachers that are just waiting their arrival to Henderson. They're finishing their clearance with their visas into the United States, and so we will keep waiting for that to happen, and then they will arrive. Thank you so much. We have another very exciting presentation tonight, and this is through our Junior Achievement Program. Mr. Dan Douglas, if he would come forward. He is our champion in Henderson County of putting junior achievement into our schools, and I think at every grade level we offer junior achievement in some form or fashion. But he has some really exciting announcements to share this evening, so I will turn it over to Mr. Dan Douglas. Sure. I'll help you with that.
Thank you so much. School board members, thank you for the time that you've allotted to us to do this. Superintendent Stanley, thank you. Nancy Gibson, Mr. Ransom, who I met this evening. Good to finally meet you, and obviously Miss Grace for the opportunity to make this neat announcement that we made last year, and we had so much fun. We got the White House to do it again for us. So I am here to present 2 awards from the White House and the President of the United States for one individual and a group's volunteerism through junior achievement reaching Henderson County students. First, to kind of give you an update, because I always enjoy the opportunity to do that, we actually served 5 whole grade levels of your students last year. 2,636 students received junior achievement programs last year. They've left, but through a lot, in part, the generosity of the Preston Foundation and many others who give of their time and their resources to make sure that junior achievement continues to thrive here in Henderson. JA volunteers provided in excess of 15,000 instructional hours to your students last year in items like financial literacy, workforce readiness, essential skills that we hear about all the time now, as well as entrepreneurship. We've been a certifying organization with the White House for about 15 years, and to receive the award, individual volunteers have to donate a minimum of 100 hours to receive the Presidential Volunteer Service Award with the same organization. And for groups, that's 200 or more hours. So this year in Henderson, we had 2 recipients of the President's Volunteer Service Award. And hopefully she's here. But our first individual, our individual award winner is Ann. There you are, Ann. Come on up. Ann Rakestraw volunteered just over 100 hours in your classrooms this past school year. And this makes Ann's first time ever to receive the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. So, Miss, you've got a letter from the President as well as the actual award and the individual medal. And we'll get a picture here. Miss Stanley, would you like to pose for the picture with Ann? Ann's been a long-time volunteer with Junior Achievement and certainly stepped up her volunteerism this past school year in your classrooms. Ann, would you like to say anything?
Well, I just wanted to say that I do it to started out with just trying to follow my kids around in the schools that they were in. But the students really, I was more scared to step into an 8th grade classroom than I was in a boardroom with presenting financial statements. So, but they were really awesome kids, and I enjoyed it very much. I got probably more from it than they did. So, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate your volunteerism. And the group, second year again, and Miss Grace has a lot to do with this group, works with them. It's the Colonel's Corner Bank. Did I get that right? They have been volunteering the past several years, presenting junior achievement in kindergarten classrooms. So high school students, after they've received junior achievement soft skills programs, essential skills programs, it gives these students in the bank a wonderful opportunity to practice those soft skills by going and making a presentation in front of a group of people. You heard from our great adult volunteer, Ann Rakestraw, who admitted that sometimes it's hard with a group of kids to get up and speak in public. So if it's hard for her, it's probably hard for these high school students as well. But they have to show up on time. They have to be prepared. They have to dress appropriately. They have to stand in front of a group and make a presentation. And with kindergartners, I'm sure there also has to be some creative problem solving at times. So they've done a great job the past few years. It has allowed junior achievement to expand our services and programs to meet the needs of more of your students, as well as give your senior students, your high school students, an even deeper experience in learning some important skills that will last them for the rest of their life. So you had 20, I don't remember the number, 13, 26. That's awesome. For 260 volunteer hours in the kindergarten classroom. So I don't know if you have any students here, Miss Grace, but would invite you and Mr. Ransom up to accept the award. And I think that deserves a round of applause for Ann and these students. Oh, they are here. Great.
I just wanted to take a moment and thank Field and Main Bank is how we got started in the Junior Achievement Program. They participate pretty heavily in the program, and one of them, it's no longer at this branch, but Jennifer Drennan, came and visited us and said, what about if your kids taught JA? And that was 3 years ago. And it has been one of the best experiences of Colonel's Corner Bank that, like Miss Ann said, I think the kids get more, my seniors probably get more out of it than the kindergartners do. And I think it's a wonderful experience, and we're grateful to have it, the opportunity to give back. That's what Colonel's Corner Bank is really about, is community service and giving back to our school and our community. And what a better way to do it than through junior achievement. We appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Morgan Hamby, and I'm a student ambassador at Henderson County High School.
My name is Rachel Domsick. I'm a student ambassador.
Hello, my name is Sanaa Jackson, and I'm a student ambassador.
As we're walking back to get a picture, Dan Douglas, we must too tell you thank you very much for your interest in Henderson County. We have many, many students who have benefited from junior achievement. So thank you.
Thank you. It's been a wonderful partnership. We appreciate and don't take lightly the opportunity to serve your students. So thank you so much for a great partnership that we have. We appreciate that.
Madam Chair and members of the board, this concludes our recognitions.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board this evening through our public participation part? Hearing none, we're going to move on to approval of the prior minutes from the meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review the meeting minutes from last time? One from August the 19th special meeting, and then August the 19th, the regular meeting. Are there any changes or additions to those minutes? Hearing none, I look for motion to approve both minutes as listed.
I'll make that motion, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Tracy. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to reports. New Jefferson Elementary School and site improvements at South Middle School. That doesn't look like Jeff Justice.
Tonight I am Jeff Justice or Eric Rang.
We'll take it.
Well, I thank you very much for having me here tonight. I come with good news on both projects. We've been making some progress with KDE. On Jefferson Elementary School on Tuesday, we received word that our design development documents have been approved. They had no comments that required any changes, which is good because in the last 2 months since we've submitted that, we've been proceeding with construction documents. At this time, we are 90% done with construction documents, and at the end of this week, we'll have a owner review set. We've begun setting up meetings. Today we had a meeting with Donnie and Billy to review the mechanical systems. This week we'll be sitting down with Principal Chrissy to go over the interiors, make sure everything is good on the architectural side, and we hope to schedule meetings with kitchen, IT, electrical, and then next meeting in October we'll come to you with requesting approval on the construction documents so we can turn those into KDE and proceed. South Middle School.
And I stopped you there for a second.
Yes.
Ms. Morgana, to move this along, will they have construction documents before our next meeting? Will we need to call a special meeting to speed this up, or are we going to be right on target at the next meeting?
Well, we certainly would request a work session meeting if needed. If
Okay.
it doesn't, he still, as he mentioned, he has a few meetings just to finalize things. But if they're finished the next couple weeks, absolutely, I'll send a message out that we're ready to do something before the next meeting.
Anything
Sure.
that we can speed up would be
Absolutely.
great. Okay, go on. Didn't mean to stop you.
South Middle School, the approval for the construction contracts was started, review last week. Everything appears to be in order, all except for one item, which was a typographical error on the BG, which resulted in a $100 difference between the BG1 and the construction contract. That is on the approval action tonight, is to correct that typographical error, resubmit that, and hopefully when we re-upload that, approvals will be prompt and construction can proceed.
Does anyone have any questions regarding the revised BG1 and BG19? Hearing none, I look for a motion to approve the revised BG1 for BG19067 site improvements at South Middle School. Thank you, Mr. Mike, and second by Tracy. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, sir.
Very much. We'll continue working and get this.
You let us know the minute you need us to come back together, because we want to move this forward. We're already a couple months behind. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Thank you.
Moving on to athletic report. You just look like a lot of people tonight.
You have the athletic report in front of you, and I'll just go over a few highlights and see if you have any questions, if you want me to go over anything else. There are a few changes. We did have some games over the weekend, so wanted to mention those. All of our fall sports teams have a winning record, so very proud about that. Our ladies soccer team, they're 7-4-3 at this time. Our Colonel soccer team, 9-1-2. They're on a 9-game winning streak, so very happy about that. Our football team, another win this past Friday. They're 4-0 now, first time since '05. Going to Anderson County this Friday, a long trip. Hopefully, come home with a win there. Volleyball, they're 13-6 at this time. Winter sports will be here before we know it. We'll have wrestling starting up in October, so it moves fast. You all know that. New carpet on the second page has been installed on the sidelines of the football and soccer fields. The new scoreboard is up at the soccer field if you hadn't been out there. It looks great. Kind of an update on these soccer field lights. They should be delivered on September 17th, and Mr. Coursey got confirmation that they should be all installed by 9/27 into this month, and we are hosting the region. Hopefully we get those lights installed and we'll be able to host the boys